Good morning, everyone. This is Srikant, Rajan. Welcome back to the Stock Market Podcast. Oh my God, I still go to the podcast. So it's not a podcast anymore. Welcome back to the market report from MPI Invest. Well, this is the only community where you get guided assistance to invest in stock market, bonds, mutual funds, fixed deposits, and all kinds of insurance. So if you're not a part of this amazing community yet, go to the website mentioned in the scroll here and do join the community free of cost. Now coming to the market yesterday. The market started off well. In fact, we could see a small gap up opening, isn't it? In fact, I thought things were looking good, but we could see the market was struggling to get a direction in the initial 1 hour, I would say. But after that, after the initial 1 hour, we could see some sell-off happening, and naturally the FIIs are to blame. The FIIs have actually started selling again, and this time not just selling again, but they have started selling big. So that's exactly what happened. So the lighting is not good, I guess. Okay, now it's better. Great. Okay, so the FIS have actually sold really big yesterday. So they've sold for 4,000, 4,000 plus crores, which actually makes it one of the largest sell in the entire month, I would say. Not only this month, even last month, they've not sold this big kind of, in a single day. So they've gone by those days. In fact, they used to sell huge just about 2 months back. But then of late, they have not been selling this big, but yesterday was a really big sell-off. And that's exactly why we could see the market actually being so much in the red. In fact, the DIs did continue to buy. DIs have actually bought for almost, 2,430 crores. 2,430 crores is what they bought for. But still, the FIs had sold for almost more than double. And what can we do there? The retailers, right? So that's exactly why we could see the market actually going down. We could see the market closing at 16,983. At one point, it did take that important support of 16,950. But then that continues to be the major support that needs to be watched. So today, if we are seeing a market to be kind of opening flat, and of course I'll tell you why. But then it's very important to watch this level of 16,950. If 16,950 is broken, we could see further fall towards 16,800, and that's something to be watched. So on the higher side, I would say if at all we see some recovery, I would not say, I don't think could be a rally today, but then yes, probably there could be the market could go slightly flat today, and that's something probably expected. So let me tell you what happened in the market yesterday. So majorly we could see huge weakness in IT and financials. So we could see the IT company, in spite of TCS coming up with good results, margins were better, but still the Nasdaq is falling. We discussed this yesterday morning also, isn't it? The Nasdaq fell big day first day, and that's exactly what was kind of pulling the IT back downwards. And we could see every IT sector kind of falling yesterday. Especially there was large sell-off in IT sector companies like Tech Mahindra, bigwies like Infosys and TCS also. So that is something that's not looking good right now. So definitely the weakness will pertain continuously till the US and the Indian inflation data is coming. So today we have the India's inflation data coming out after the market hours. So that's something that needs to be in focus. And on the US side also, I would say their inflation data is expected tomorrow. And we also have the producers price index data coming out in the evening in the US. So these are all things to be watched. So though the expectation is that the producers price index can actually come slightly better than last month, but still, such index going up at this point of time is not appreciable, because that could actually give room for the Federal Reserve to increase more rates on the interest side. So that's something which is not good for the economy right now. So that's something that we need to watch out from the US market today. But apart from that, yesterday, if you look at what happened in the global markets, Indian markets closed in a huge red. We could see the European markets also closing in the red. Majorly, US markets, if you see, the US markets, when they opened, they started rallying upwards. In fact, yesterday myself and Pro Prasanna and Pro Shivana were on a call, and Pro Prasanna told that market is already rising in the US, so things may be better. So I said, no, let's wait, because it's always important to see how the market closes than how the market opens. So it's the same thing that happened. The US market actually was seen growing up and up and up. The Dow was really good. At one point of time, Nasdaq was also in the positive. But from there, in the last 1 hour, there was a huge selling. You should actually see the chart, the huge selling that actually brought it back. So Nasdaq closed down by almost 1%, and Dow Jones was closing in the positive, in the green. But then, yes, there was a lot of weakness given in from the semiconductor companies continuing to fall. So we discussed about it yesterday. Semiconductor companies are under pressure because US has kind of stopped delivering chips to China. So that's something which is not great, and that's exactly why we could see that weakness in the IT sector and Nasdaq. So Qualcomm and Intel are all these companies which are actually pulling the Nasdaq down right now. Nvidia is also one of them. So these are all the big ones, heavyweights in the Nasdaq, and fall of these are actually going to give some more weakness. But then, like I do, when I see such weakness in the US, and it's many a times, I can tell you one thing. US markets has been on a continuous selling for last 5 to 6 days, and this kind of selling can actually bring the market to oversold condition, and such oversold condition is something that we need to be really careful about, because one small good news can actually bring out a big rally in the market, such a big rally that many people who short sell in the market can get trapped, and that is something very dangerous. And the rally in this kind of time can be so furious that can actually take off every new investor or trader out of the market. So I would say it's you need to be careful while trading, and especially in this point of time, it's not a time to short the market when the markets are actually oversold at this level. So that's something that I'm waiting for, a rally in the US that can actually trigger some rally in the India as well. So after US markets closed in the negative yesterday, we could see today morning the Dow futures were actually in the positive. So that's something really good. In fact, yesterday the SDX 50 had actually gone up to more than 17,000, but from there it closed at 16,000, much lower than what we had closed, almost 6,900 levels. But from there, I could see that the SDX 50 is kind of recovered this morning slightly, and it is trading above 16,950. That's a good sign, I would say. So it needs to be watched. 16,950 is a very important support. It has been respected multiple times earlier also. So that needs to be an important support to be watched. If that is broken, then yes, a weakness can be seen towards 16,800. And that's something which is not good right now. So major focus, like I told you, will be on the inflation data that's coming up today. So apart from that, if you see talking about gainers and losers, I don't think we have to speak about it, because Axis Bank was at the top gainer, which was up by just 1.05%. And apart from that, Adani Enterprises and Asian Paints were up slightly. But apart from that, apart from these three companies, entire 47 Nifty pack actually were in the red yesterday. So every sector was in red. Mid cap and small cap sector also were down by almost 1.7%. So that's something which is not looking good right now. But then Indian markets are also in the oversold condition. That's exactly why we could see a rally anytime. We just have to wait. When the short covering rally comes up, it could be really big. And that's something that we need to be careful about. As a trader, these are things to be taken care. But if you are an investor, do you have to worry about this? Not at all. These are just opportunities to add good stocks into the portfolio. In fact, what I am doing, again, see, I am not a SEBI registered analyst, but I am just sharing my trades and my investments for your knowledge purpose. So now what I am doing when the US market is continuously falling is I am continuously adding on SIP mode MON100 ETF. Of course, this is not a sponsored program, but then yes, it's something that I love to add, using the opportunity to invest indirectly into the US market. So that's something I do right now. And apart from that, what I'm also doing is building a beautiful portfolio. So like, all the MPI members know how in advance we had shifted some fund from the equity market to the bond market. So now it is time to start deploying little by little into the equity market, and thus get more profit from the market. So at MPI family, we actually love falls in the market, because that is an opportunity that gives us to rebalance our portfolio and add some equity stocks at a really good price. And that's what is kind of helping us to make amazing returns at MPI Invest. So it's very important that you have to be knowledgeable, you have to be aware of what's happening with your investment. If you are not a person who has time for all these things, best is to hand it over to a financial expert and let them handle it for you. That's something very important. Many of us think that we don't need a financial expert, we know everything, we can still manage it. But then a financial expert is a person who's 24 hours involved into what in the financial market, whatnot. So that actually keeps a portfolio much better. And if you think financial expert costs a lot, join a community free of cost, but and you get all these advice free of cost. So that's something you need to consider. So apart from that, if you look at some news from the international market, so Bank of England is news again, and in fact Bank of England is had come up some days back and told that they're going to support the market by buying some bonds in the UK. But then, as of now, the latest news is that the governor actually came out and said that they are going to stop the bond buying in the next 3 days. So that's something not looking good. And this is exactly what kind of spooked the markets in the US also, because US, I told you yesterday, was rallying up. But this news came in and immediately we could see the fall coming in. So probably the investors are concerned that any fall in the UK market can actually impact the Wall Street as well, and that's exactly why we could see that weakness in US yesterday. So that's something we can look out. So I would say yes, Nifty, Nasdaq and S&P 500 is actually much lower than their 52-week low. So that's something which is not good. But then this could also be a knee-jerk reaction because of all these news coming. So if it is just pertinent to news, I would say we still don't have to worry, because it's not a fundamental weakness. Because fundamentally the markets have corrected enough to actually take care of all these problems in the market. But then things are kind of getting better, is what I would say. So one thing that we should be looking at is today is the India's CPI, which I told you. But apart from that, a very good news that I want to share is the kind of maturity that Indian markets are coming at. Yes, the retailers are getting more and more power into the market. So in fact, there was a data which came in from Amphi which says last month in September was a record high for SIP investment and the equity investments in the mutual funds in India. So we have set a record of 14,077 crores of investment coming in the equity market last month, which is something really amazing, because in August, the net inflow in the equity market was just 5,900. So that is almost 3 times of what was invested in August has come in last month. That only means that investors are now aware and are using this falls and the uncertainty in the market to have a disciplined approach of investing to get amazing returns. And that's exactly what we believe in at MPA Family. So, ensure that you start investing, and I'm sure things are looking good. So apart from that, one news I would like to talk about is Mahindra and GeoBP, collaboration. So they've collaborated with each other. So GeoBP is going to provide the complete setup for charging facility for the Mahindra e-vehicles, which are going to be launched soon. So that's something really amazing. So do keep a watch on Reliance and Mahindra for today. Let's see how the market takes them. So apart from that, if you look at the Asian markets are mixed. That's something we don't really have to bother right now, because it's a kind of mixed moment there. So what we should be looking at is right now, this is the 16,950 level in Indian market, which is something very important. So that's something we need to watch for today. And on the higher side, if it goes 17,000 will now act as a small resistance. But if that is broken easily, then we could actually see 17,200 as the next level. So this is the important level to watch today. So with that, we are looking forward to yet another profitable week. Tomorrow is Thursday. Again, the expiry for this week is coming up. So we are all excited and getting ready for trades for the expiry. So with that, this is Srikant signing off, wishing you all a great day and a great week ahead. Before you leave, do remember to press the like button that motivates us, and do press the subscribe button and the bell icon so that you get notified when we go live. So this is something that we can do in live, that if you have any queries, that can be posted in the comment section, live chat section, and I can also answer them. So with that, have a great day. This is Srikant Rajan signing off until we catch up tomorrow morning.